food safety, I would describe it as all measures that you take to ensure that consumers are eating good food that does not cause any harm to them as a result of eating that food.
Food safety standards are important because they ensure that the consumers of the commodity are safe. An example will take like a standard for maize. Maize is something that is consumed by probably everybody in Kenya today. So those food safety standards will ensure that the maize that is being consumed is meeting the safety requirements. Like for example, it is the aflatoxin limits are within the acceptable limits, because we know that if we exceed those limits, then we could harm the consumers, that is the society that is consuming this maize. We could have contamination taking place, we could have people getting affected and probably even lead to hospitalization and fatalities. So that is why these food safety standards are very important, to ensure that the consumers do not get even sick or something like that.
Recent statistics by the World Bank actually show that low and middle income countries, if you're to cost the productivity loss as a result of foodborne illnesses, we spend about 95, it's equated to about $95 billion per annum. And then you add the cost of treating foodborne related illnesses, the economic burden of treating those diseases, you add another $25 billion per year. And that affects, when you talk about LMIC countries, you're talking about Africa and Asia primarily. So you can see the impact it has on the economy. But the other thing has to do with trade. Most countries now want to protect their citizens, so they put standards in place, food safety standards. And these are supposed to facilitate trade. So if, for example, if Kenya wants to do trade and sell its produce, for example, to the EU has put a threshold for example, aflatoxins. But because of that threshold, Kenya is able to trade with the EU.
Kenya Bureau of Standards has a total of about 23 standards that support the implementation of GMO. We do not live in isolation. So we know that there is so much going on in the outside world, and for us, our work is to facilitate trade. So as a result of that, we have adopted and developed international and national standards, which we are using for the implementation of GMO when the time comes. So like we have the Codex standards that are important for the issues of food safety assessment. They're important for the issue of risk assessment. They're important on basically how to contain products derived from recombinant DNA technology. So there are quite a number of Codex standards that are related to biotechnology that we have adopted. We also have international ISO standards, because we are a member of ISO. So you find that in these ISO standards, we have quite a lot of methods of tests that can be used to detect. So we are able to detect GMO. We are able to screen and even go ahead and tell the event that has been, if we find that it's a positive for GMO, we can go ahead and screen and tell that the event that has been put is present in that GMO. We can even be able to quantify and tell you what is the percentage of the GMO present in this particular commodity.
Speaking generally about food safety and saving lives also, mine is to the consumer. Be intentional about what you consume. Thirst for knowledge, yeah, about food safety, because it is you. Just like the computer, remember, garbage in, garbage out, yeah. Be intentional and about where you buy, what you eat, and know how that is going to impact on your life and that of the people that matter to you.